Shalom, shalom, beautiful human. So this video is for you if you're human and you're living in cycles, repetitive cycles that makes you feel stagnant, that makes you feel repetitive, and you feel that you're constantly living from the external. Us as human, we're programmed to, as soon as wake up in the morning, to project externally. We wake up, some of us with the phone in the hand, thinking what we must do for the day. I need to call this person. I need to pay this bill. I need to go there. I have this appointment. So as soon as we wake up, our consciousness go projecting externally into the external world, forgetting that the key aspect is to go to the internal. So the Kabbalists have two dynamics for this. They call it Atziniut and Yatziniut. The Atziniut, the internal world, and the external world. And they say that the consciousness constantly navigating these two worlds. But we are programmed as society to be projected into the external, to look for external validation of what is good and what is bad. So we are constantly, subconsciously, looking for that validation. I need to do that. I'm not doing right. This is good. This is bad. So we create also judgment onto people because we are constantly projecting through our own lens of belief, and we see what is good, what is bad, basing our expectations. So all of this external validation and expectations of what we must be doing create a separation that at the end is what the Buddhists call the wheel of samsara, the wheel of suffering, because we are constantly looking for external validation. Validation of our life, validation if we're doing right, validation. So we are constantly projecting. Right now, and as you're watching too as well, you're watching and hearing with your ears and watching with your eyes, right? But you're not seeing your face. I'm not seeing my face right now. So if you realize how this reality works, it's constantly projecting through the senses. It's receiving information and then projecting. The key is how we can become reflective. Once we become reflective and we're able to really reflect upon the energies into the internal world, and we create that internal validation. What will be the internal validation is just energy dynamics. It's to really validate if we are in alignment, in coherence between body, mind, and spirit. How is our regulation of the nervous system? Are we reacting or being proactive? It's a constant internal observance and reflection of our inner state. If we live from that space through our practices of mindfulness, of breathing, to keep the energetics aligned, to really go with the flow and to really align ourselves from the internal instead of the external, you see how your life starts changing. Because when we project into the external, we become the effect of external causes. Everything outside moves us. Everything outside have control over us. But when we go to the internal, now we have authority within ourselves of how we react to situations and what will be the filter that we put to really have that internal validation to see if we are in coherence within ourselves, if we are regulated to go out. So this is a calling for you to really introspect and reflect. Where are you? As soon as you wake up in the morning, are you projecting or reflecting? Are you living from the external or the internal? If you're living from the external, it's just one step of mindfulness. It's to recognize the external and going back to the internal. How is everything flowing within? How I'm doing right now? How is my nervous system flowing? Am I regulated? I am in balance or not? So once you go and do that, you create a tuning fork within yourself. You create alignment. And the external world now vibrates from the internal. But before, if we're projecting into the external world is the one vibrating, and that affects our internal world. So that's why if we perceive chaos and we're constantly looking at external validations and projecting, I need to do that, I need to do that, I need to do that, I must be connecting with that. All of these things, what it creates is anxiety. It creates disorder. There's no order. So in order for us to bring order, we must go to the internal, Atziniut. We must go within ourselves and to really from that space make a checklist of internal validation. Am I regulated? Where's my thinking process? How's my mind? My mind is noisy? Is a monkey mind? Or is in harmony right now? If it's monkey mind right now. Let me just observe it. Let me just recognize it. But I am having internal validation to check all the things that needs to be in coherence in order for me to really be in alignment within myself. But the first key is not to try to change it, it's just to observe it. By us observing it, that's where the power lies, because now we're completely in authority from which state we're living. If we're projecting or reflecting, the more we reflect, the more we anchor the energy within ourselves. And from that anchoring of energy, we're able to project from an aligned state. We are not moved by the external. We are moved from the internal to the external. It's completely different. So this is a calling for this week. I invite you to really introspect and reflect upon. May this serve you and help you. I'm so happy to announce that I just opened a 90-day container, a private mastermind that we call In Purpose. That is to serve conscious visionary leaders to step in their power, in their purpose, to lead by example, to create impact through their own unique expression and communication through their own offerings. So it's coming from noise, feelings of stagnation, but you know your purpose, but maybe it's just hard to see how to put it together and see what are the beliefs and blockages to a complete authority of your leadership, structure, communication, of expression, and your offering in your unique way to create impact in the world. So this container is a closed container. I invite you to apply. Below, there's a link. So hope to see you there. May all walk in light and blessings. Shalom, shalom.